The power of prayer. What is the power of prayer? The power of prayer is the supernatural power from God. That move the unmovable. It shakes the unshakable. The power of prayer can do and undo. And that brings me to my experience that I had. I have a car. And it's quite old. I've been using it for quite a while. For like, it's barely used when I bought it. And I used it for like 4 or 5 years. On this particular day, considering the fact that the previous day, I just put in a new battery, and the diagnosis machine shows that there is absolutely nothing wrong with the car. A professional check for me, except for the battery that I have to change because it wasn't starting the previous day. And I have to call the recovery company that I was registered with. And I said to him, I don't know what's wrong with this car. And I complained about the problem I'm having with it. And he said, okay, the only way to know what exactly the problem is that I'll put the diagnosis machine in to check. It will tell us everything that is wrong with the car. And he put the diagnosis machine, it connected to the car. And it shows that there's absolutely nothing wrong with my car except for my battery that is old. And, that's why my car is not starting. And he suggested what I should do as a professional, and I did exactly what he said. And after doing that, everything was fine. My car was fine. I used it the whole day. Everything was running smoothly. No problem whatsoever. After all, I've got a brand new battery in it. And the following day, myself and my kids, we said, okay, get in the car, we're going to church. On our way to the church, everything was fine. And when we get to a 40 miles per hour road, all of a sudden, my gear stopped functioning. And the car started messing up, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's this? Everything was fine yesterday. The diagnosis machine shows that everything is absolutely fine with the car. To cut a long story short, every effort for me that I made to get the car, every effort that I made to get the car to work, proved abortive. And when I change the gear, it's just, the car, the engine is just not responding or reacting. And at a point in time, from my little knowledge of a car, I was like, the engine is about to knock, the engine is about to knock. And I quickly looked for the nearest turning safe place because I've got my kids at the back and myself in the front. And one of my boys is with me, right next to me in the front. And I looked for the safest place, even though it's a drive-in into another kind of estate or building along the road. And I pull into that driveway and I prayed like I have never prayed before. I pray like mad, like crazy. And I said to God, nothing should stop us from going to the church today. After all, we had challenges and obstacles. The nearby church that we go regularly, for some reasons, we got there a little bit late. So I just decided, okay, we go to our other church, even though it's far away, much far away from where we live. And I said to God, not to No, we must go to that church. And I pray. When I say I pray like mad, I meant every word. I quickly put the car, the gear, I change it to park, and I pull up the parking, gear. And the car was there stationary, and I scream out to go there. Now is when you need to show me that you're really alive. Because we are, in the middle of the way, we can't go back. There's no way I can turn back. The road where the incident happened, there's no way I can turn back. We just have to continue going. This is the time that you need to show me that truly I'm calling and I'm serving. I'm calling on and I'm serving the living God that answers prayer. And that's why I say to you, the power of prayer is a force from heaven, heavenly force from God that moves the unmovable. It changes the unchangeable. When we think all hope is lost, the power of prayer works miracles. And in my next video, I'm still going to continue on the power of prayers and miracles. And I will talk about myself, a bit about myself, for all my viewers to get to know a little bit about me. To know that God is a miracle working God. After praying fervently, I started the car engine. I changed the gear to reverse because I have to reverse how to join the road that I pulled off from. And I changed to reverse. Hold down the handbrake. And we continue the journey. Even though I have to keep on praying while I'm driving that God, nothing should happen again. But honestly speaking, it is a miracle. I drove the car to our location, which is the church we are going to, myself and my children. We drove it to and fro back home without any problem, without any fault whatsoever. Even when we get to the church where we're going to, our location, I was like, oh, I'm scared of switching off the engine. For the fear of that, if I switch off the engine, it might not switch. When we after the service, the car may not start or might refuse to start. But honestly speaking, it works smoothly to and fro. After the service, I started the engine. It works perfectly well, and we come back. We get back home. When we get back home, and I said to my son, that's it. God has done it. What he has to do for us. Tomorrow morning, I'm taking this car to the mechanic. So you see, prayer does work. This is one example of it. One out of many. A lot of people have their story to tell what prayer has done for them. This is one out of many. And on this note, the power of prayer, you will get to hear more about my story on the next video, which will be power of prayer and miracle.